Skype Shiur. Tonight we're going to do Parashat Vayeshev and touch a little bit about Hanukkah, just to get us into the mood of Hanukkah. And Bezrat Hashem, next week we're going to do a special edition dedicated for Hanukkah. Yes. Yeah. Are we live?
Yeah.
Recording?
Yeah.
Maaseh?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, so thank you again to Meir, Rabbi, and to John Hari for arranging this Shiur. Welcome everyone to tonight's class. We are now studying Parashat Vayeshev in Vayeshev synagogue. Tonight's Shiur will be dedicated לרפואה שלמה for רבקה בת שיינה, גריה לנה מבת לאה מלכה, אני אלישבע בת שבע בת רבקה, כן נא רפאני להם, רפואת עמית קרובה לה. This is really amazing parasha, and there's so many things to talk about. But maybe we're just going to touch on one or 2 points. Just what I found interesting. Let's just start with the beginning. Has anyone got this with Rashi?
Yes.
Yeah, Mo?
Yes.
So let's pick up page 110. Go to page 110. Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz megurei aviv be'eretz Canaan. Vayeshev. What's Vayeshev? So if you look at Rashi, in the top of the second column, it says V'chen הרבה בבראשית רבה. In the post it talks about Vayeshev. ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה. What's לשב? לשב is like relax. Yeah, that's לשב. What does it mean Vayeshev בשלווה? Yaakov said, listen, I had a hard time. You know, my brother, Esav, Lavan, Dinah, this whole story. I need to relax a bit. Rashi says, the Midrash says, ביקש יעקב לשב בשלווה, קפץ עליו רוגזו של יוסף. He was just getting comfortable. וישב יעקב בארץ מגורי אביו. And then the whole story of Yosef came along. And then Rashi says a message for us. צדיקים מבקשים לשב בשלווה. The tzadikim, they want to sit בשלווה. אומר הקדוש ברוך הוא, לא דיין הצדיקים מה שמתוקן להם לעולם הבא, אלא מבקשים לשב בשלווה בעולם הזה. What does that mean?
No rest.
No rest. I mean, you know, everyone can appreciate that with all busy lives. Everyone's always tired. And everyone's, you know, working, especially if you're, you know, if you're a family man, there's no really resting time. But what's Yaakov Avinu? What did he ask? I'm sure when he was asking to relaxing, he wasn't talking about, okay, like, I need a weekend in a hotel. That wasn't Yaakov Avinu's relaxing. Yaakov, what's Yaakov Shalva? How can you imagine Yaakov Shalva? He's like, okay, this is now my time. I need a few years just to relax in yeshiva. I want to be able to learn. I've got a few things that were sheifot, what I want to be learning, and this is now enough of Nisan. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu turns around and he says, listen, tzadikim, your time to enjoy the Torah, the Or HaGanuz, that's le'olam haba. Olam hazeh is different purpose. Different purpose. And you see a lot of times a person, you know, even when he wants to learn Torah, and suddenly there's a lot of disturbance. Sometimes there's big nisyonot, Yetzer Hara. You know, we spoke about last week how the Yetzer Hara, he tried to attack Yaakov. And whenever there's an excuse not to go to Shiur or not to learn Torah, then the Yetzer Hara is already there. And the nisayon is that sometimes a person has genuine difficulties in parnasa. Some people have difficulty in shalom bayit, difficulties with health issues. But that is the Yaakov bikesh leshevet b'shalva, and the person has to remember. Sometimes it's frustrating. You think, why is Hashem doing this to me? I just want to be able to learn Torah. I just want to do mitzvah. And he says, sometimes, you know, the purposes in life is different. And Hashem, he takes into account everything. Every suffering, every tzara is connected something important. And ba'olam hazeh, there is, it says that the adam la'amal yulad. A person is here to work. It's not a place for relaxing. He's a person should be busy, and hopefully be doing busy with good things, with chesed. David HaMelech said, "Ach tov v'chesed yirdefuni." I always want to be busy with good things, busy for other people. There's not really time for relaxing and frankness. But Olam Haba, that is the time when we're truly relaxing. That is about Yaakov. Well, I want to come back to this later. I want to do the next two psukim with you and talk about Yosef. Let's look at pasuk bet. Ele toldot Yaakov, Yosef. Now, toldot is the generations of Yaakov. How many children did he have, Yaakov?
11.
11 or 12 tribes plus Dinah plus Medrash says that each Shevet had a twin sister. Okay, so we're already past 20 to 23, 24. We're already on 25.
Didn't have a brother.
Sorry? Interesting, I don't know about that, Dinah had a brother. But we're at least on 25. So when the pasuk says Ele toldot Yaakov, these are the descendants of Yaakov. Why does the pasuk say Yosef?
Because there was a lot of similarity between the two of them.
Oh, excellent. Where'd you get that from, Mao? Where'd you get that from?
Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum Shlita.
Ah, amazing. Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum is amazing. Everybody, if you want to have a good time, you enjoy a Shiur Torah, Baruch Rosenblum, he's my favorite. So the Midrash says 10 similarities. Yaakov, first of all, Yosef was looking exactly like Yaakov. Dmut Yoknol is like Yaakov Avinu. And he said, Yaakov, Achiv sana oto v'ratza lahorog oto. Also Yosef, his brothers hated him, ratu lahorog oto. So there's a lot of similarities between Yaakov and Yosef. But also Yosef was the most beloved of Yaakov. And Yaakov considered like, Yosef, he's like, for me, that's like everything. That is, Ele Todot Yaakov, Yosef. He taught Yaakov all his Torah. Now the Parashat talks about Yosef ben 17 shana haya roeh et achav. He was 17 years old when he was with his brothers, when this story happened. V'hu na'ar et bnei Bilha v'et bnei Zilpa. What does that mean, v'hu na'ar? What's v'hu na'ar?
Friends. Mates.
Taking care of his look.
He was young.
He was young. What did you say?
I said friends.
He was
Lads.
French.
Taking
Friends.
care of his
Oh, he
look,
was one
the
of the
way he
lads.
looks.
They were buddies.
Oh, v'na'ar et bnei Bilha bnei Bilha. He was friends with bnei Bilha and bnei Zilpa. So that's what Rashi says. Rashi says he used to hang around with them. But look at Rashi v'hu na'ar. Can you see the Rashi v'hu na'ar? I don't know if Gilad you have Rashi.
No, I've read. I read it yesterday. I know the explanation.
No, what does Rashi say?
No, I read it yesterday. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'll say. Can you read them all?
שהיה עושה מעשה נערות, מתקן בשערו, ממשמש בעיניו, כדי שיהיה נראה יפה. Like an average teenager.
Exactly. He's a teenager. He was busy with his hair.
Yeah.
משמש בעיניו כדי שנראה יפה. So I want to tell you something. I saw a very interesting pirush today from something called the Torah Zahav, Sefer Torah Zahav. And he points out that it's not only like a teenage behavior, it's like almost like a teenage girl behavior. She's fissy with her hair and with her eyes. ממש בעיניו כדי שיהיה נראה יפה. And he made a very interesting observation. He said, do you remember Yosef, how he was born?
He was supposed to be Dina.
Oh, very good. Go on, Ariel.
He was supposed to be Dina, but he was changed to Dina, and then Yosef. Dina was supposed to be Yosef. But like,
So he explains like this, that Leah, when Leah was expecting her child, 7th child, she made the calculation. She said, Yaakov Avinu has 4 wives. Alright, and he was supposed to have 12 tribes. Everybody knew he was meant to have 12 tribes, so each one 3. That's why Leah, when she got to 4, she said, Apam odeh Hashem, because that's already more than my portion. I got an extra one. Then she has 5, 6, and then she made a cheshbon. Wait, Bilha has 2, Zilpa has 2, I've got 6. So how many left?
2.
There's only 2 tribes left. So if I have another one, I've got number 7. That means Rachel, she's not going to have only 1. maximum, if one. But that means she's going to have less than Bilhan bin Zilpah. So then Leah said, I'm going to do a tefillah, and I'm praying to switch the ubar of Leah with Rachel. She said, if I have a boy, Rachel has a girl, that she's going to have less than the zero. So that's what she prayed. And then this Rashi brings us down. That they switched the ubar, and the Dinah, Leah gave birth to Dinah, and Rachel gave birth to Yosef. And that's what it means to switch around. So now, that makes sense now. He says, that's why, you see, Dinah had the trait of a boy. He said, Batetze Dinah. And Dinah went out, Kvoda Bat Melech Prima. Usually, the girl is Tsanua, she's at home, Tzadikah, Dinah. She went out. She had like the trait of Yosef to go out, Batetze Dinah. And Yosef, you see here, he had some trait like a girl, a teenager, משמש בעיניו, בשערו, וכדי שנראה יפה. Now, I want to point that out, and I want to connect that to the next pasuk. And then hopefully we'll go back to the first pasuk, seeing it depending on time, connect with something. Okay. Gilad, do you have the pasuk Gimel in front of you? Vayisrael? No. Okay. Orel, בכבוד, Vayisrael.
וישראל אהב את יוסף מכל בניו, כי בן זקנים הוא לו ועושה לו כתונת פסים.
Translate for us.
Alright, so like Yaakov, Israel loved Joseph more than all his other sons.
Yeah, so you see the pasuk says clearly, he loved him more than all his sons, and that's where I explains Todot Yaakov Yosef. Ki ben zekunim hu. What's ben zekunim?
Because he was the son of his old age.
Son of his old age, right? That was his young son. Then what? V'asa lo kitonet pasim.
He made him a woolen tunic. That's what it says here in the article. A woolen tunic.
But actually, it was not a Ben Skunim.
Why? Because Binyamin.
Yeah.
Because of Binyamin. Yeah. So you see, the Mepharshim asked that question. I don't remember what the answer is, but I remember the Mepharshim on Rashi asked that. The Tzedal Derech. Maybe I'll find it for you. After this year of Gilad, I will look up for you. Okay? Why? Yeah. But Ben Zekunim just means in your old age. And Yosef and Binyamin, they were the last two sons that was born to his old age. And Yosef was the favorite because he was the firstborn of Rachel. So now I want to ask you, what was the Kotonet Pasim?
It's some fine woolen tunic.
Tunic. How did you learn? How did you understand? What's Kotonet Pasim? What's special about it? Why did he give to Yosef?
Because he loved him the most.
Yeah. No, Maor, Gilad, Meir, anyone? What's Kotonet Pasim?
It's
here
like talit.
No, it's made out of a garment of fine wool that was karpas, and turquoise wool.
Turquoise wool, that's what Rashi says. What did Gilad say?
Like talit.
Talit, where did you get that from? Where did you get it from?
Nowhere.
Nowhere, you just thought of it. Okay. Maor, Meir?
I didn't hear anything about the Kotonet, apart of just like being like unique.
This is something with Ayin Hara.
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna give you now 3 explanations which I saw about the Kotonet Pasim. Very interesting. So first of all, the Gemara says, like it just seems to be like a simple garment of a woolen tunic, something which is a bit fancy, but something which is very cheap. And the Gemara says this is the expression the Gemara uses: Le'olam Ali Shane Adam Ben Abanim. Don't differentiate between your sons. Don't give one a bit extra than the other ones. Make sure each one feels like he's getting what they need. And he said, Bishvil Yaakov, Bishvil Natan Yosef Kotonet Pasim. And the Gemara uses like it's worth shte prutot. It's just a cheap, give him an extra bit of garment. It could be just he gave him like a tie. Everyone didn't have a tie and he had a tie. That's not nice. Why is he getting more than more than everyone else? Kotonet Pasim, and that's what caused the jealousy, and that's what caused all Am Yisrael to go into Mitzrayim and to be in the Galut and the whole trouble with all the brothers of Yosef.
But where is but actually the counter argument would be that actually Yosef told him that they told his brothers actually אתם חשבתם לרעה והשם חשב לטובה, כי שלח אותי להחיות לכם.
Yeah, okay. So you're asking, well, where does it come into the picture? So there's two stages. A person, when he makes his decision, you need to do the right thing. So when it's your position, you have to treat every child the same. Hashem has got his master plan. You can't get involved with Hashem. You're responsible for your own actions. Okay, and even you see the brothers, you see, even though Hashem wanted it, but the brothers, they got their punishment. What they deserve, they got it. Everyone gets what they deserve. Hashem's got his plan. It's two systems that work interconnectedly but independently. Right? It's only the mastermind of HaKadosh Baruch Hu can calculate between them how each person gets rewarded and punished for his own actions, and at the same time everything fits into the master plan. I tell you something very interesting. Just because Gilad, you raised it, the Gaon of Vilna, he says that every person has a pasuk in the Torah that will reveal his name in the pasuk. Every Jewish person, and the pasuk will only be revealed after you lived. And he said that there's two pasukim in the Torah which could be yours, and you just have a choice whether you want it to be good or you want it to be bad. That's your option, tzaddik or not. But you'll fit in Hashem's plan, whatever way you're trying to do it. Maybe we'll speak about it more in the next Parashat.
Also, the same thing with that shiur that I gave, that I said. It's
exactly
amazing.
that.
Like, Esau would have been a tzaddik. It would have been 6 tribes each, and but still, the world continued with 12 tribes of Yaakov, and he just had to pick up the slack.
Right. So exactly that was so one explanation of Ketonet Pasim was the striped tunic. There's 2 other explanations I want to share with you, but first of all, I want to skip to the next psukim. This obviously caused a lot of jealousy between the brothers, and they hated him. So why did Yaakov put him in this place? Let's skip to the pasuk of Gimel. Lamed Zayin Chav Gimel, page 112. Chav Gimel. Lamed Zayin Chav Gimel. What happens when the brothers, they captured Yosef? What do they do?
He took off his clothes.
They take off the glima.
The tunic.
ויהי כאשר בא יוסף אל אחיו, ויפשיטו את יוסף את כותונתו, את כותונת הפסים אשר עליו.
He took off that fine woolen tunic.
Yeah, no, why did they do that? I mean, poor guy, he's now going into the pit. It says, "Va'borek en bo ma'im." Rashi says, "Nachashim ha'kravim yesh bo." So you're already throwing him to the pit. He's gonna die. At least let him wear clothes. Just why have to take off his trousers? Yeah. Why are you leaving him? We have shito et all b'edav. We leave him completely.
To show their father that Yosef is dead. Here's his tunic.
Oh, very good. So now look at pasuk lamed bet, lamed chet, lamed bet, lamed aleph. Let's do lamed aleph. Meir, תוכבוד.
ויקחו את כותנות יוסף וישחטו שעיר עזים ויטבלו את הכותונת בדם.
That's it. They took the kotonet Yosef. They took his coat. וישחטו שעיר עזים. They slaughtered a goat. ויטבלו את כותונת בדם, and they dipped his garment in the blood. וישלחו את כותונת הפסים ויביאו אל אביהם. They gave it to the father. ויאמרו לו זאת מצאנו. This is what we found. Ketonet bin Chai, is it not what you gave Yosef? Isn't that his new jacket? And this is where Vayikra Yaakov Simlotav, he rips his clothes. Vayeshev sag b'matav yitabel al banav yamim rabim. And he started. He was mourning his son, Yaakov. And this is like the most painful experience, thinking that his son was dead. Everyone came to comfort him and appease him. And they thought, listen, he's got 25 children, maybe 100 grandchildren, 70. He's got a big family. He's going to be comforted. He'll get over it. And the pasuk says he didn't. He says, and he would not be comforted. This is how I'm going to go to my grave. And he cried. And Yaakov cried. And this is the Rogzo Shel Yosef. He asked to be to Leshevet Beshalva, to sit in peace. Okay, so let's go back to the Ketonet Pasim. What was the Ketonet Pasim? Why did Yaakov give the Ketonet to Yosef and not to their brothers? So one explanation was, I saw that this Ketonet was a special Ketonet that Yaakov had. And also this was the Ketonet, was a garment that Yaakov got from Adam HaRishon. Adam HaRishon, he says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'ilbesh otam ketonot or leather garments. After Adam HaRishon ate from the sin, they ate from the tree. So he realized that he was naked, and Hashem created them garments from leather. This garment was a special garment that gave him power to rule over all creatures and animals. And this garment was inherited by Nimrod, and that's how Nimrod was all powerful. Esav got it off Nimrod because when he had the fight with Esav had a fight with Nimrod, he said, "You're all powerful. Let's see you without your jacket. Take off your jacket, and then I'll see you who can fight me." And Esav fought Nimrod. But as soon as Nimrod took off his jacket, Esav quickly grabbed it and put on the jacket, and then he beat Nimrod. That was Esav's trick. And Esav kept his jacket in his cupboard. And when Yaakov came to take the brachot, Rivka gave him. In fact, Esav kept it with his mom, Rivka. Esav didn't trust his own wives with the garment of Adam HaRishon. He said, "I can only trust my mom." And he gave it to his mom. And what did his mom do?
He gave it to Yaakov.
His mom gave it to Yaakov. So this is Yaakov. He gives it to now Yosef. He gives it to Yosef. And Yosef is the Ketonet Pasim. Now the brothers, they thinking that Yosef needs to be killed, right? Because of the Batam Ra'a. That's how they did a sit down and had judgment on Yosef. And they said, "This needs to be killed b'dei Shemaim. We're going to take off his garment because maybe this garment will be a protection for him. When he's got no protection of the garment, then he's up to him, just between him and Hashem and the animals. And if the animals can touch him, that would be the snakes and the scorpions. That means he deserves to be killed midei shamayim." And that explains why they took off his coat, because they wanted him to be left on his own, to see whether the animals will attack him or not, whether the snakes or not. The Orach Chaim HaKadosh says that a person has the ability to free will to change and affect other people. That's the power of a human being. Said animals is b'dei shamayim. I mean, like a dog is not going to bite you unless he deserves to be bitten. Somebody else will bite you. That's what Orach Chaim HaKadosh says. So
That
when
was,
they
it was a shiur with Rabbi Tatz. He said the same thing on free will. He had the whole lecture on free will.
Exactly,
and he said,
Rabbi Tatz is very famous for that. So he quotes
Yeah.
Orach Chaim HaKadosh, Rabbi Tatz.
Yeah,
And the Orach Chaim HaKadosh is on this Parashat of Yosef, and it's when they throw him into the pit.
also with Daniel and the lions. He said, "Throw me with the lions, because if you're giving me to the enemies, my enemies can kill me, even though I'm not supposed to die. If you throw me to the lions can't touch me." And that's why he quickly shut the door so no arrows can go through, and left him in the cave with the hungry lions. And they saw he was still alive afterwards.
And that's exactly the same thing over here that we see.
Yeah.
That we see with Yosef. So that's why they took on off his Ketonet Pasim to leave him up to that, because that leaves it b'dei shamayim. Because if the scorpions and the snakes will touch him, that means he deserves him from Hashem. That was the second pshat I saw. The third pshat, and this is I thought was a very beautiful pshat, is from Gilad. He gave him a talit. Ketonet Pasim is in fact a talit. I don't know how Gilad got it. Maybe it's a special siyata dishma. You got a ruach hakodesh of the pshat in there. But I never had this pshat before. And in fact, it says like this. There's a story. Do you remember we spoke about Rabbi Eliezer ben Dordaya? Do you remember?
When was that?
So,
He's the one with the mountain.
the
In between the mountains. And he cried, he was a sinner, and
so there's a story that he was the big Rasha. He was a big Rasha. So I think if I'm not getting mixed up, there's a story. I think it is Rabbi Eliezer ben Dordaya. He he went to every single zona in the world. And there was one time he crossed 7 seas to go to a special zona, and he took off his clothes, and as he took off his tzitzit landed on his face. So he was a Rasha wearing a tzitzit. And the tzitzit, when the tzitzit hit him in the face, he said, "What am I doing such a avera with the tzitzit?" I think I might get mixed up between two stories. 1 second. I think there's two stories. One with Rabbi ben Dodai and the Zona. This, I think, is a different story. And it was well in the Gemara that somebody went to be with the Zona, and when the tzitzit hit his face, he got Hirurei Tshuva. He decided, look, what am I doing? I'm wearing a tzitzit and I'm being with Zona. I decided to stop. And what saved him from his avera was the tzitzit. And the Gemara says that the tzitzit has a special power to protect the person from arayot, from coming into his desire for women. And tzitzit has a special
which is particularly true for Yosef.
Oh, very good. So now coming to Yosef, why did Yaakov give it to Yosef? So Yaakov saw that Yosef is going to have difficulties. And he was enticed by a very beautiful woman, of Potiphar's wife, and she wore different clothes. The Medrash says what she wore in the morning, she didn't wear in the evening. She never repeated her clothes again. She had I don't know what, amazing wardrobe, private, but she had special clothes there every time for Yosef. And Yaakov needed to give Yosef a special protection. So what protection did he give him? He gave him they gave him the Ketonet Pasim was actually a tzitzit. And you see that there is a custom on the talit. The talit always has a pasim. There's always stripes on the talit, right? So, some has black stripes, white stripes, colored stripes. But you see, every talit, there's a tradition that there is pasim on the talit. And Yosef had this talit given to him by Yaakov. Why did Yaakov give it only to Yosef, to the other brothers? He said, listen, all the brothers, I can see you're all going to be tzaddikim. But Yosef, I see you're going to have difficulties. You're going to have difficulty in this area of arayot, and that's why I gave him this talit for special protection. Now, if you look to the end of the Parasha, when he has this episode and his nisayon with the Eshet Potiphar, what happened there?
But that he ran out and she grabbed his clothes.
ותפסהו בבגדו. She grabbed his clothes, דמה שכבה עמי, ויעזוב בגדו בידה. He left his clothes וינס ויצא החוצה. She grabbed his clothes. Now, I'm just trying to look for it 1 second. Yeah. Look at Rashi. Rashi says, can you, have you got Rashi on page 117?
Where are we now?
I just skipped to the end of the parasha. Bereshit Lamed Tet 39, Pasuk Yud Bet. She grabbed his clothes. And Rashi says, and she grabbed his clothes and she said, "Come and be with me." Laida shichva imi. V'yazov bigdo. He left his beged there. Vayenas v'yetza chutza. And he ran out and he went outside. V'hi kerota ki yazav bigdo b'yada. V'yenas chutza. He ran outside. And then she called everybody and then they grabbed him and they threw him into prison. And Rashi says in this part, he says on this day, Yosef, he said he couldn't take it anymore. It was too much, the enticement. She was driving him nuts. She was getting to his head. And he said, okay, that's it. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to go. I'm going to be with her. I can't. He said even Yosef HaTzadik, he reached the point where it was unbearable, the nisayon, the test for him. And he said, okay, I'm going to do it. And he said at that time, Niret lo dmut yokno shel aviv. What does that mean? He saw the image of his father. Or HaChaim HaKadosh says that the image of a person's father has an extra power to prevent a person from doing averot of arayot. Special power seeing the picture of your father. He says people have been hugged to imagine the picture of the father, or hold the picture of your father close to you, and that gives you power to overcome your Yetzer Hara, Ta'ava for Nashim. That's the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. And when Yosef was about to do the Avara, that power, picture came around to him, of Yaakov, and he said, "Well, how can I do this to my father? I'm the son of my father. I'm gonna be one of the 12 tribes. I'm gonna lose my position. I can be with her." And that gave him extra power, and he chucked her and he ran away. Now, according to what we're saying, it fits in beautifully. Did you imagine? The Ketonet Pasim we're talking about is a tzitzit. And tzitzit, that is the power he needed to get protection. And here you see, obviously this wasn't a Ketonet Pasim because they took off the Ketonet Pasim. But she grabbed off his clothes. So it could be that he was wearing another tzitzit to protect him. It could make sense that they took off his tzitzit and now you have another tzitzit. Now when she grabs off his tzitzit, Bigdo, if we're saying that's a tzitzit, he's lost his protection. So now he's going to fall. And this is the time where he's falling. And now Hashem needs to bring him something else. He needs to see the image of his father to protect him from the sin. So now that times up the whole thing beautifully. Why did he give it just to Yosef and not to the brothers? Because Yosef needed the protection. Why did the brothers take off the tzitzit? Because they said this,
to see if the animals would.
So according to the pshat that it was the beged of Adam HaRishon, it was to see the animals would attack him. But if according to the pshat was the tzitzit, they said, listen, you're a tzaddik. We want to see how you're going to survive on your own. We're going to take away from you everything. We're going to take away from you your tzitzit, your beged, and you don't have protection of tzitzit. And if you're not wearing any clothes, you can't even learn Torah. It's a halakha in Shulchan Aruch, you can't learn Torah. If you can't learn Torah, that means you don't have the protection of Torah. So tzitzit can't save you, and your Torah can't save you, and you're alone. So if you deserve to be saved, you'll be saved. If you're not, then you'll get killed. And that's why you see David HaMelech when he knew he was going to die on Shabbat, and he learned the whole Shabbat so they would never be killed. Because the Torah is the protection. No one can be harmed when they're learning Torah. Right? That's why when you come to a Shiur Torah, that is your life policy. You know you're going to be alive for the next hour. Whatever happens, you're going to be alive.
The roof is not coming down.
This is a life insurance policy.
It might come down, but it will leave a square around you.
When you come into the Shiur, that's it. You got life insurance. So that is why they took off his clothes. And Keton Pasim, that's explained why he took it off. Okay.
Yes, I heard the story about this guy who's Chablan in Israel. He blows up bags. He's like a police officer. And anytime they blow up a bag and there's forum in it, his forum never get burnt or destroyed. And he still did make it, it always stayed whole. Like for some reason, he thought it was strange and it didn't make him become Baal Tshuva yet. One time he blew up a bag and he saw a Chumash blown up in half. He goes, you see it worked. And he went through it and all of it was good. Only the back it had the New Testament. Once he saw that the New Testament blew up but not that, he went to yeshiva. I heard the story. It's an amazing story. Like the Torah actually needs protection against the bombs.
Okay, so we're gonna. It's already like the end of the share, but maybe we'll do extra time because we just started a bit late. I want to go back to the first pasuk. Vayeshev Yaakov. Rashi says, Vayeshev Yaakov bikesh l'shevet b'shalva. Shalva is like peace and serenity, and we explained that Yaakov wanted to say, just to be able to learn Torah, to serve Hashem, just for him and Hashem. He had enough troubles in his life. So I want to actually share with you the whole of the Midrash. It's actually the source of the Midrash is Midrash Rabbah in Bereshit, and it says as follows: Amar Ravacha. When the tzaddikim they sit in peace, serenity, they want to sit. That's when the Satan comes to them. Amar lo dayan shu metzuchan leolam haba. Leolam haba you're gonna have a good time. אלא שמבקשים גם בעולם הזה. This is not the purpose of this world. This world is to work hard. Every time you're working hard, every piece of suffering, there is not only atonement, but there's actually reward for that. The person is rewarded for this suffering. The cleansing of the neshama. It's like the best thing that can be. Any suffering. מבקשים לשב בשלווה בעולם הזה. תדע לך, this is a medrash says like this. שהוא כן יעקב אבינו, על ידי שביקש לשב בשלווה בעולם הזה, נזדווגו לו קטנו של יוסף. That's when it came to רוגזו של יוסף. And then he says, he quotes a pasuk, the Bedrash quotes a pasuk from Iyov. Iyov is a sefer, the book in the Ketuvim. And most people don't even open the book. And I'll admit it, that I've not loved this pasuk. Pasuk says in Iyov. Iyov says, לא שלבתי, לא שלביתי, לא.
I heard about this, I think the Shiur I saw, but I don't remember, like, you know, when you listen and you hear it too much, you can't remember.
We're going to digress a little bit, and we're going to just talk about a little bit in the Olam of Torah Remez.
Some of it you can download the text.
All 3 times.
Usually in the Shiur we do Pshat and Drush, but every so often in the Shiur I like to talk a little bit about Remez. And here we're going to find a little beautiful Remez over here. Midrash. One second. Yeah, Iyov Perek Gimel Pasuk Chavav. Yeah, sorry. לא שלבתי. לא שלבתי from the word שלווה. לא שלבתי. Iyov says, I had no peace. ולא שקטתי, and there was no silence. I had no quiet. לא שקטתי. The word shek. ולא נחתי, and I didn't rest. ויעבור רוגז. And two shekim long. 2 men. And when Iyov is talking about himself when he had a life full of suffering.
Where in Iyov?
Pasuk Gimel, Perek Gimel, Pasuk Chavav. Maybe can you turn down your mic, please?
Yeah. Okay.
Or, yeah, it's very super sensitive. So the Midrash says that this pasuk is going on Yaakov Avinu, and he says these 4 expressions are the 4 experiences in his life that he had. What did Yaakov have in his life? Lo shalavti is Esav. Lo shakatati is Lavan. Lo nachti is Dinah. V'yavo rogez, I just finished that and I didn't manage to rest and I had no break. And then I had the rogez, it's the whole story of Yosef. I lost my son Yosef. This is Esav, Lavan, Binah, and Yosef. These were the 4 major episodes of Yaakov's life of troubles, where he says, Lo shalavti, lo shakatati, lo nachti, v'yavo rogez. Now, beautiful remez to this. What's the first word of this week's parasha?
Vayeshev.
Vayeshev. Now, what's Vayeshev? Where do you see the remez, Vayeshev, to the troubles of Yaakov? You see there's 4 letters, 4 troubles. Now look at this. The first letter is Vav. Yosef, how do you spell Yosef? The second letter of Yosef is Yud Vav. That's Vayeshev. Yud is the second letter of Dinah. Dinah is Daled Yud, Nun Hey. Shin.
No. Esav.
Esav.
Bet Lavan.
Bet Lavan. Excellent, Mo. So you see already got remez of Vayeshev. Vayeshev Yaakov bikesh לשבת בשלווה ויבוא עליו רוגז. These were the 4 things, the 4 troubles that Yaakov had. That is the Midrash Rabbah in Bereshit. Now I want to share with you another Midrash. Midrash Rabbah in Shemot. It brings the same pasuk and explains it completely differently. The same pasuk in Iyov, try and follow this. Again, it brings V'lo shalavti, lo shalavti, lo shakatati, lo nachti, v'yavo rogez. I had no rest, I had no peace, and I didn't have any rest, v'yavo rogez, and trouble came along. You know what the Midrash says? These are referring to the 4.
Yolis?
Who said that?
Maria.
Oh,
Where
the
did you get it up?
Did you say the four galut?
The four galut, the four exiles. Yeah. Where did Meir get this from? Meir, I don't know, maybe Meir saw the Medrash. No. The Medrash says the four ends. לא שלפתי is Bavel, לא שקטתי is Madai, לא נחתי is Yavan, ויבורוגos is Edom. This is the four exiles. We know, Chazal tell us, we see that there's four exiles, Am Yisrael, since they left Mitzrayim. There's going to be another four exiles, which is Bavel, the Babylonian exile, Parasu Madai, with Achashverosh, Yavan, and this is where Chanukah comes into this week's parasha, and Edom. And then after the Galut Edom, that's when we have the final redemption. That's when Mashiach will come. That's the whole. That's the history of time. That's when HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring the Mashiach. Now, my question is to you: how can the Midrash in two places, it's the same Midrash, Medrash Rabbah, two places bring the same pasuk and two totally different explanations? One time we doresh the pasuk about Yaakov, and one time we explain about the exiles. What's Yaakov got to do with the exile?
Yaakov is Israel.
Go on. But does the pasuk, is it referring to Yaakov or is it referring to the exiles? It's two different things.
Siman Avot Maaseh Lavanim.
Oh, excellent. That's what I wanted somebody to say. Thank you. What did the Ramban teach us? Ramban told us Maaseh Avot Siman Labanim. What does that mean? What does that mean, Meir? You want to explain?
What?
No. Okay, I'll explain. I'll explain. When we live our lives, so everybody, has an impact or influence on themselves, or maybe on their family. Everyone, your wife and your family. If somebody's more important and he's bigger, he has influence maybe on some of his community. But when we're talking about the Avot, Yaakov Avinu, Avraham Avinu, Yitzhak Avinu, these are master people, the foundation of the roots of Am Yisrael. Everything that they did or occurred to their lives, that was like a seed in history that was planted. And it's like a microcosm, a microcosm of the whole history of the Jewish people. And everything that occurred to Yaakov, that's what the Ramban tells us in Parashat, in Sefer Bereshit, Maaseh Avot Siman Labanim. Maaseh Avot, the actions of the fathers, they are Siman Labanim of what's going to happen to the future. Which means that when these four things happened to Yaakov, they would result, and that would also happen to Am Yisrael in the future, like you see Yaakov and Israel. So, let me just refer you to the Seforno. The Seforno actually says on this pasuk, I don't know if anyone has a Seforno in their Chumash. You have advanced Chumashim, they go Seforno. So he says like this, Ele Toldot Yaakov. Listen very carefully to every word. Me'orav, that means the experiences. V'yelidei Yom, and his daily events. Alav, אחר שישב שם, כי מאז שיצא מבית אביו, היו ענייניו כמו קורות אבותינו. His life, since he left his father's house, he was in Galut. When he left his father's house, and whatever happened to him since he left his father's house, happened to us in exile. ומאז שחזר על ארץ מגורי אביו. Now that he's come back to מגורי אביו, he's come back to his land, היו קורותיו כמו שקרה לאבותינו. That's what happened to our fathers. בבית שני, וחורבנו, וגלותו, וגאולתו לקץ הימין. That's what's going to happen to the whole future of Am Yisrael in the exiles. In the first Beit Rishon, by Bavel, second Beit of by the Romans, by Edom, and Geulat Ketz, the final Geulah, which is going to be at the end of days. All of that, if you study Yaakov, if you study the life of Yaakov, you maybe will get a glimpse into the signs of Mashiach at the end. So that is what the Seforno says. Now, I heard a beautiful share, and I'm going to share this with you. This part of the share is from Rabbi Eli Mansour, which I recommend anyone if he wants to listen to a beautiful share in English. It's definitely my favorite in English, Rabbi Mansour. And you can learn.com. Some of them is free. You can listen to it. It's beautiful shiur. So he says like this. Let's look at the life of Yaakov and compare them to the exile. What's the first one? First trouble of Yaakov was Esav. So Esav, that is equated in the Midrash to Galut Bavel. Now what happened when he was running away from Esav? If Rivka, his mom, told him, listen, go out. Go to Haran. Where is Haran? So Haran, first of all, is in Bavel. That's already a connection. You see, when he left Esav, he ran to Bavel, and Bavel is corresponding to Esav. And she says, don't worry, I'm going to come back and get you from there. And that was the Galut Bavel. It was a very short Galut. How long was the period of Galut Bavel? Does anyone know?
17.
Well, he was there 14 years plus 14.
Bavel? 70. 70.
70 years, yeah. No, we're not about Yaakov, we're talking about Bavel. When the Babylonians destroyed the first Beit HaMikdash, it was rebuilt within 70 years. That's with a short time since the last destruction of the second Beit HaMikdash. Do you know how many years we're waiting?
2000. Well, just long time.
Just under 2,000. So 1,940 something years since the last, compared to 70. It's another many more, almost 2,000 years compared to 70 years. Work out the percentage, but it's much more. That is corresponding to Rivka, which said, I'll come back and I'll send for you. That's why we came back. Also, where did Yaakov go when he ran away from Esau?
To Bavel. To Iran.
He went to Iran, Iraq, and after what we spoke about last week, when Eliphaz took away his clothes, where did he go? He went to the yeshiva of Shem Ve'ever for 14 years. He went to study Torah. And he says the connection also with that is that Galut Bavel happened in two stages. First stage of the Galut was Melech Yechonia was Melech Yehuda, and he got sent out first to Bavel. He got exiled. The Am Yisrael when they got kicked out of the Beit HaMikdash, they went to Bavel. And there for 11 years. And he went with all the Talmidei Chachamim of the time. Melech Yechonia, Melech Yehuda. So what do they do when they get there? With Talmidei Chachamim, first thing they do, they build the yeshivot. So they build the yeshivot, they build Beit HaMikdash for 11 years until all of Am Yisrael come. When they get there, everything's already set up for them. They already got yeshivot. And actually that was the beginning of the Talmud Bavli, where all the scholars came out of Bavel. That was the whole center of the world for Torah, came out of Bavel. Now usually when there's an exile, that's a diminishing in the Torah. Right? That's, Yavan tried to destroy Torah, Paras destroyed Torah. Bavel is completely contrary to all the other exiles. Actually increased the Torah learning. And you see with Yaakov Avinu, when he got exiled, when his whole story of running away from Esav, he has to leave home. But that actually caused an increase in his Torah because for 14 years he was learning Shem Ve'ever. So that's direct correlation. The next one is Lavan. Anyone connect Lavan to Paras?
Where?
Money.
So I'm going to tell you, beautiful connection. He says, we say in the Haggadah Shel Pesach, Arami Oved Avi. This is Lavan. Lavan bikesh la'akor et hakol. Remember that from the Haggadah? Lavan is bikesh la'akor et hakol. What does that mean? Lavan, he wanted to take all the sons of Yaakov. He wanted to ruin Yaakov, to destroy Am Yisrael from the beginning, that there will be no birth of any children from Yaakov. Lavan bikesh la'akor et hakol. That's Arami. Where do we see these words bikesh and hakol? In Paras and Madai, think of Megillat Esther. We say Vayevakesh Haman lashmid et kol haYehudim. The same thing he wanted to do. Bikesh lashmid et kol haYehudim, all the Jews. That's bikesh la'akor et hakol. You see the correlation between Paras and Madai and Lavan. That was Lavan. Also, you see by Lavan when he comes to chase after Yaakov at the end of last week's parasha, when Rachel takes away the Trafim. So Lavan comes to chase after he gets all his sons and he chases after Yaakov. And what happens in the night? I'll read you the pasuk. It says, Perek Lamed Aleph, pasuk.
He has a visit.
Thank you, Gilad. He has a dream. Vayavo Elokim el Lavan ha'arami b'chalom. B'chalom halayla. He comes to him in the dream of the night, and that's when Hashem stops Lavan. Now give me a similarity in Megillah. Where do we see that? בחלום הלילה?
Yeah, Chashverish.
Excellent. In Achashverosh, what do you see? בלילה ההוא נדדה שנת המלך. That was the turning point. Where did everything switch around? Achashverosh, you can't sleep at night, give me out the books. Yeah, that's the beginning of the downfall of Haman, where he says, okay, bring out Mordechai, בלבוש מלכות, on the סוס של המלך, וככה יעשה לאיש אשר יחפץ לקרוא. The whole turning point of Haman was all downfall, was בלילה ההוא. That's the correlation between Lavan and Paras. So you see that is, we've done Lavan, we've done Esav. What's next?
Romans.
Dinah. No, Dinah. Dinah is corresponding to Yavan.
Yavan.
Okay. Any connection between Dinah and Yavan?
Yeah, that they tried to...
The bris. It didn't let them do the Brit Milah, where with Dinah, the brothers got the whole Shechem to do the Brit Milah and they killed them all.
Excellent. That's beautiful connection. The connection was between Brit Milah. They called it Brit Milah, and all of the Shechem ended up doing Brit Milah because of Dinah. What else?
Yavan wanted to לטמא את בית המקדש, and Shechem טימא את Dinah.
Excellent. That is beautiful, Mo. Beautiful. There's two things I haven't written down. He didn't even say this in the shiur, but you're doing well, and you can think of more. I'll tell you what he said. Maybe you can think on your own. Mayo, you want to say something?
You know, what's the book we read on Tisha B'Av?
Echa.
Is that what you just said? Now, throughout all of that, Yerushalayim is referred to as a woman.
Ah, very good.
Dinah is violated.
Violated, exactly. Tema Yerushalayim. So there was actually a gezerah in Yavan. Apart from Chodesh and Milah and Shabbat, there was actually a Gzerah that called Betula Tiba'ela Agmon Tchila. That means every bride on her before a wedding day she has to go to be with the governor. That is the Gzerah. Before she got married, she has to go to the Hegmon. Tiba'ela Agmon Tchila. Where do we see that? That's Maaseh Dinah. When Shechem, he took her first. He was the first one who took Dinah. He contaminated the Dinah. Also, who was there's a story also, Hannah was the daughter of Matityahu. Matityahu had 5 sons, and they were the Maccabim. And she went out, and she spoke to them, and she says, listen, why are you all sitting around here while we're in danger? Get up and fight. He said, Shimon and Levi, the sisters of Dinah, the brothers of Dinah, they went out with them. They took out.
I can't hear you.
She said, Hannah, the daughter of Matityahu, Kohen Gadol. She came to the Chachamim, to Beit Midrash. She said, why are you sitting here on the Gemara? Why are you learning? You want to be Mezarez them. And she compared them. He says, listen, you are, Shimon and Levi were like the 2 sons of Yaakov. On a whole city of Shechem on their own. There's 5 of you. You can be like the sons of Yaakov, and you can get up and do something. And she said you can go and fight them. And she compared them to the sons of Shimon and Levi. And in fact, this was the sons of Matityahu compared to like the tribes, and they took on all the Roman the big army. And very interesting. Who was the 2 brothers? The city of Shechem, Levi.
Yeah, and Shimon. I can't hear you.
But what do you see the connection with the Chashmonaim? Chashmonaim were all Leviim. They're all from Shevet Levi. All the Chashmonaim from Levi. Matityahu Kohen Gadol. They're all Kohanim from Shevet Levi, so they come direct inherited from them. Also, Rashi in the Devarim, he says, the pasuk says, Barech Hashem Chelo, Upol Yadav Kirtzeh. Hashem blesses Chelo, his army. Rashi on his army, you know, he says what does the army refer to? It says Chashmonai Ubanav. The Chashmonaim, that they were the army of Hashem, they prayed to Hashem and he fought for them. And Rashi says over there that there were very few Chashmonaim. Do you know how many there were? So he makes the calculation that there was 5 sons plus Matityahu plus Elazar, and he had help. He said there was 12 of them. 12 Chashmonaim. Now what's 12 got to do with Yaakov?
12 sons.
The 12 sons, exactly the whole story. So you see the whole story, how many connections that they have with whole Yavan and Dinah. What's the last trouble of Yaakov? This week's parasha. Yosef. That's connected Edom. Edom was the second bit. Now, since you did a great job with Yavan, I'm going to ask you, what's the connection between Edom and Yosef?
That's right.
Sorry.
It's Romans destroying the temple.
Yeah. I can't hear you.
I'm asking, what's the connection between Galut of Edom and the Romans destroying the second temple and the experience of Yosef that Yaakov had with Yosef?
Well, it's this galut. It's the Klipa of Mitzrayim. We have it here today as well. The Tumah of Mitzrayim is also like, it wasn't just they left Mitzrayim, they left the Klipa of Mitzrayim.
Is that something to do with the Sinat Chinam?
Excellent, very good. I love. Oh, you're on fire today.
Okay.
Sinat Chinam. What's it? What was the Beit Mikdash was destroyed because of Sinat Chinam, and you see the whole galut of Yosef was because of Sinat, that they hated in the Sinat Chinam that they had. Not only that, it's Lashon Hara. Lashon Hara was the source of the whole story with Yosef, and that's what happened. That was the Avot of Lashon Hara that caused the destruction.
Also, Mitzrayim and Rome were known for arayot, both of them.
Actually, one of the Roman generals married Cleopatra.
Exactly. That is beginning of the Mitzrayim, and the beginning of coming down to the Mitzrayim, Galut Mitzrayim, was Lashon Hara, and that's what happened at the end. Also, any other connections?
Well, Mitzrayim likes to build buildings, so do we, you know.
What it was, do you remember Rabbi Akiva was killed by the Romans?
Yeah.
That's a clue.
He was the 10 drops of Yosef that he spilled at that time. There were 10 rabbis that had to be killed in very awful ways.
Excellent. There was Asara Harogei Malchut. We read on Tisha B'Av about the Asara Harogei Malchut. The 10 tzaddikim that were killed by the Romans. One of them was Rabbi Akiva. And Ari HaKadosh, he revealed to us that these 10 Asra Harogei Malchut was actually a tikkun for the Shvatim, for the 12 tribes. That's a very good one by Oriel. They were tikkun for the 12 tribes, and the 12 tribes who sold Yosef, they had to come down in the Gilgul and be tortured. And that was the Rabbi Akiva. His tortures, until I would be able to fulfill this.
And actually, that was the excuse of the Roman emperor to kill them.
What do you mean?
The sin of the brothers.
And he was correcting him. This is the Ari. I don't know if the Roman emperor knew that. The Ari Kadosh, he revealed it.
No, but I also heard something.
That's a midrash that he came to them. He came to the Yavne, the Natziv, and he asked this question. That's something also we sing in we cover in Tisha B'Av, that he came to the Asara Harogei Malchut and asked them, how is it possible that this brother did? He said that if gonev nefesh, you mat. And he said, where is the punishment of the brothers?
Very interesting. Maybe you can find that for me. I would like to see that. If you can find it to me. The last thing which he says, then I'll end off the share over here. It says every time B'chol Dovador in the Galut of Edom, and you see this in every country since then, that there's been blood libels. What's a blood libel? Blood libel. Maaseh dam. That the Jews are accused of using blood, non-Jewish blood, of a boyish child in their wine, in their matzot, and even nowadays, I've seen in every country they did it. You know, in Poland, in Russia, and even now I saw someone showed me a clip of an Arab in a mosque telling his Arabs that this is what the Jews do on matzot. They put in their wine blood, and they said, yeah, you can even Google Jewish matzot, and you can find that that's what they use. They use blood, and of course we're not even allowed to eat blood. And where does that come from? Where does that the whole troubles of the
with the code? They dipped it in blood. And they lied to say he was the beast.
Exactly, they lied. They came with a whole story. They dipped his coat in blood. Taraf Yosef. And you see the whole story, we see that comes from Yosef, that we were exiled. So you see, when we study the Parashat of the Avot, Maaseh Avot Siman Labanim, everything has got a direct correlation and a lesson for us. And that's how we explained Vayeshev. There's the 4 episodes which happened to Yaakov, of Esav, Lavan, Dinah, and Yosef. That was the 4 exiles of Bavel, Parashat, Yavan, and Edom. I'm just going to end off shit now because it's getting late, but you just all remember how the whole thing started of Sinat Chinam. And until we correct that and we rectify that, we're still going to be in Galut. I just got a big chizuk of the whole field story of Yosef was Dibatam Ra, Lashon Hara. And it's, in fact, it's not a joke at all. And you know, it scares me to say it, but the Chafetz Chaim says and Chovat Levavot says it. It's not just a punishment. It's not like the punishment like eating on Yom Kippur or eating chazir or Poel Midot. It's somebody, if you speak Lashon Hara about a Jew, you say you lose all your mitzvot. He gets reward for everything. Everything goes to him. And not only that, all the Avot that he does goes to you. And just think about that, you know, why would you want to say anything? You just lose everything, yeah? How did you gain from that? The only way to do tshuva is if you go and ask forgiveness. You say to somebody, listen, I apologize. I spoke, please forgive me. But unless you do that, you just lost everything. So why is it worth it to you to speak? And you know, it's happened to me and I had to go and apologize to someone. Listen, I think I might have been on the border of Lashon Hara. Very embarrassing to ask for forgiveness for such a thing. But if you don't, what are you left with? Everything you're doing, all your tefillin, your Torah, it's just not happening. And this is why I'm Israel, you know, it has to be corrected. And I'm saying it, you know, just critic for everybody. And Lashon Hara, we have to correct it. And also, listen, if someone speaks about us, you know, everyone's speaking about me, everyone's talking about me behind my back, you get offended. Listen, nothing to be upset about. People are talking about you, that means you come clean, they got all your Avot, and you're getting all their mitzvot. You know, that's the best thing that can happen. Let people talk about you. Yeah, if everyone's talking about you, that's the best thing. Yeah, you just keep your mouth shut and don't say anything. If people are talking about you, that's the biggest gift you can get. So, but that's a shame that we should do Amen. I hope you enjoyed the Shiur tonight. We look next week with this special edition, special Shiur for Chanukah, Bezrat Hashem. And I would like to start earlier if it's possible, because it's late for me at this time. But maybe we can do 8:15. That's okay with everyone.
Yeah, I don't mind.